How will you classify the person that governs you, leads your community, leads your nation, even leads your family? This is a list or a simple classification of the kinds of leaders that govern people and how to know the kind of leader that is governing you. Hello, America. Everyone is going to choose a leader in America now. What kind of leader are they choosing? What is the best kind of leader a nation or people can have? The best one will be one that is moral, good, and rightly all the time implements moral, good policies. Unfortunately, such a leader does not exist anywhere in the world. Likely has not been in the world since the time of Adam. I guess we have to wait for him to come. That leader I have in mind is Jesus Christ. Today, I'm giving you a classification of men that are frail and fallen and the kind of things they do that you can use in classifying the kind of leaders that they are. The first set of leader is the one that is frail and fallen. This one is a God hater. This one has a case against his creator. His all aim for governing is to spit in the eyes of his God, implement policies that move his nation and his people in the direction of hatred for the values and the principles of his God. This leader seeks to make his nation immoral, perverse, and ungodly. When this kind of leader is done, the people are more immoral, more ungodly, and more perverse. 44, anyone? The next kind of leader is also a frail and a fallen leader. Most likely immoral, but they have no hatred for God. They just implement policies using basic human common sense, which most of the time, because they have the imago Dei, it tends to work out for good. They just want to govern, doing rational stuff. These are mostly flawed men, just trying to govern as good as they can. A good example of this would be King Cyrus, maybe even King David. Maybe David is more overtly moral, but essentially men who are not anti-God and just govern using basic human wisdom. The next kind of frail, fallen leader is one that is frail, fallen, but mentally handicapped or otherwise not very bright. This kind of leader is typically your Manchurian candidate. They typically get put into power by very powerful bodies that want them to do whatever they want to do. And because they're not the ones really in charge of making decisions, they end up implementing policies that benefit those who put them in power. If the nation is lucky, the policies will benefit the nation. If the nation is ungodly, it sucks to be that nation. How's it going, President 46? Anyway, so the next kind of leader is the frail, fallen, base leader, the one that is governed strictly by his appetite. This kind of leader has no regard for anything but for what he wants to eat, what he wants to sleep with, and what he wants to consume. He's there to just enjoy himself. Squander all the people has, it doesn't matter. You can have a Nero and maybe the guy that was put in by a guy called Yakubu. But never mind, that's another story. Now, the last kind of leader, this one is not necessarily human, but I think he may end up being human. This one is vile. This one is wicked. This one is abominable. This one is ungodly. This one hates God with all his being, and this one will govern not just as a frail fallen man, but an intelligent, rational being that detests all that God stands for. That kind of leader is the one we are also waiting to see. That one is called the Antichrist, Lucifer's Draco's son, who is going to be Lucifer, God in the flesh. So what kind of leader is America going to choose today? A Manchurian candidate, or one that is not necessarily moral, but just wants to do what is right for his culture? America decides. This is Ahmadine. Hey, if you're getting blessed by this or learning anything, leave us a thumbs up or like or subscribe.